we're sitting here wondering what marathon this is because in typical fashion, we have not checked.
I didn't look, but I'm pretty sure last time was
it 13? I think so. I think so too. So I think this is the 14th marathon. Welcome to our 24 hours of cross stitch. It is Saturday morning. We're trying things a little bit differently this time.
That's why we already look disheveled.
Look like I'm going to have Brandon bring over some hair product because I didn't even think about it. So originally my plan was to take Friday off of work, and then we are rolling out this new 4-day work week, and so there's just focus groups and all sorts of things to try to figure out how it's going to work. So I canceled my day off, and then I figured I'd take Monday off, but I got invited to a cohort, which attendance is mandatory, so I was like, okay, I guess not. So we are just going to have our weekend to do this.
Right. So what are we going to do?
Go straight through. I mean, we say that every time, and by about 5 hours in, I'm like, I like sleep. I don't know. I feel like we're due for a consecutive marathon. So we always like the consecutive when you start in the morning and then you're done in the morning.
Right.
So,
I do. I tried to talk her into it because she would want to start at 3, and I kept saying, but if we start in the morning.
It wasn't that. It was Brandon's work schedule.
It doesn't matter.
He couldn't. I don't know.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But you're right. It's like if you start at 9, we get started by 9, making yourself work till 9 o'clock.
It used to be 7 was when we tried to start, but that's not going to happen in my world anymore.
She wasn't done last night at 8:30 and ready to go to bed, so it was like, oh.
I know. Well, I worked a long week.
I know. I know.
The way she just said "I know" was not at all representative of how she usually is in supporting.
I know.
So my marathons this year, I have been focusing on, because our theme for the marathons has been self-care. So my marathons, I've tried to pick things each time that are things that give me self-care other than stitching, because we all know that's it. So last time I did like my coffee tea relationship with Brandon, it was, I worked on my necessity and things. I kind of lumped Brandon in with coffee. I'm not sure that's a good sign. I don't know. But this one is all about my relationship with my mom. And so my start is going to be one that I've had for a while. It's not necessarily a start for my mom.
No, she didn't make anything for me, but that's okay. She's getting everything anyway, so it doesn't. That. Oh, you did. Yeah, we should show that later.
I didn't frame it. I gave it to her unframed and was like, "Here you go." Yeah,
that's good.
We're talking about The Love Is Patient by Barbara Anna. We'll bring it over at one of our things.
It's really good.
I know. I stitched that. Surprised her.
I was really
I did it in like a month too. It was a very fast surprise.
Since you were still living in Ohio.
No, I was still living in Pennsylvania.
I mean Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I did it for what year? It was
Was it?
It was your anniversary.
And maybe it was our fourth. No, it wasn't our 40th.
35th, maybe. I think it might have been your 35th. We don't know. We don't do any research before we sit down to do these, so you just get us thinking a lot. I'm not sure. Okay. So that's what's going to drive my stitching this time. I didn't want to just stitch on my one project though, so I'm pulling out also other projects that I've worked on with my mom on. So I've got, I think it's 5 projects total. This one that I'm starting. That's added into the 5, so that explains her like, I only have 4. Yeah. Consider the Lilies, Berry Bowl, Let Freedom Ring, and a Savior's Praise. So I'm going to shoot for 5 hours on each of them between now and Sunday night. Okay. That's my goal. So that's 25 hours.
And all of those we started together. Mm-hmm. Lilies is the only one
that we've worked on
only together. The other ones we started together, but then have worked periodically. And of course, we didn't check dates on those either. But
I have all those dates. I can. I can tell at least when I started them.
But we pretty much started all of them at the same time.
I think Savior's Praise, it was close. Let Freedom Ring, I'm pretty sure it was the same day.
I mean,
I was living here, so it was.
You were living here when we started now? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't feel so bad. I haven't done it. Okay. All right.
What,
So
you thought it was when I was still in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was one that we started here.
I didn't know.
I finished, well, not everything. Finished most of the stuff I started when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Really?
I just have a few from that madness year.
Wow.
I know.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's some biggies, but
Mega, but
yeah, I just have, I don't know, maybe 10 from, not even 10, I don't think, from that first madness. So we did stitch last night. Yeah. I kind of changed my calendar plans so my categories for my 222 are all tied to dates. And so I'm having a little bit of trouble when I have to be like, I can't start it on that date. So.
And that's really hard to believe, isn't it? Because she is not legalistic or anything.
Nobody knows the dates but me. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my Quirky start. It's supposed to be on the 24th and I'm going to start it on the 21st. What's going to happen? Like, I don't know. So anyway, my Quirky start for this month was I Will Cut You by Stacey Nash. And it's a scissor book. And I decided to stitch it on 36. Oh, I'm stitching both of these on the same. No, sorry. It's on, I don't know what it's on because I have the wrong little chart sheet here. I think it's Bramble. I think it's 36 count Bramble by Picture This Plus. And I'm using Timber by Classic Colorworks. And so I got to start on it. I did not realize that the I Will Cut You is over one. So thought I could have just an easy start. So I was a little discouraged by the time I got to the bottom. Because the floss is so variegated, I decided to do individual stitches. So I typically won't. I like if it's just a slight variegation of the same color, I don't. I just do regular, what is that called?
DMC.
She's not even listening to me. I do regular stitching, like what is it, the English method? The sewing
Danish
style,
method,
Danish
which is
method.
sewing method.
I knew she would know it if she was listening. I showed it to her last night because I'm not sure I like the color. We're talking about it. She's just like, okay. No comment on the color. She's like, well, I can't see it because it's dark.
Really see.
So, but it's
I have to say I can't really see the variegation.
There's a brown and a gray. She doesn't see it. I don't know. Anyway, I see it.
Surgery, laser surgery. So don't see it. Okay.
So that's what I worked on last night. I only got about 2 hours in.
Right.
And then
I had all day yesterday because I'm retired and my my only thing that I do consistently every month is on the 22nd because it's her birthday day. I started the Jenny Bean. So February 22nd, I started in the parlor. There's 8 parts and I'm putting them all on one thing, and
she's giving it to me because she stitches things for me.
I stitch things for her, but everything I stitch is hers because she's gonna get it all anyway, and she can decide what she does with it. So I've done February and March, and then I knew April, but I thought, well, it works out good. And then when she wasn't gonna be here on Friday, I'll just start. I can get a start on it, at least get some stitches in since it's the 22nd. So, and the third one is Noah's Ark. Something made me really happy.
You haven't stitched that one for yourself as a individual thing?
Stitch. No,
okay.
No.
I wasn't sure if you had it as a finish.
Yeah, I had it. You can do it.
It's very long.
It's very long. So anyway, I started. I got quite a bit done. I ended up.
How much you're getting? I mean, because you have the other blocks done.
Yeah. I've actually finished, and it's really my goal is within the month then to get each one done, so I don't have to go back and I can get the chart out of the way.
So good.
So I had 4 hours in before she came last night, and then we had a couple hours last night. So.
And you're stitching it on what? 40 count.
This is 40 count vintage
country
mocha by Zweigart. It's not. It looks like hand dyed, but it's not. Which makes me happy. Whoops, there's a needle.
I don't know how she does. I have one needle between 2 projects because I forgot to put a needle in my bag.
So, and then I'm doing the same thing. I'm following suit with her. I had one chart that I've had. It's a secret chart. I didn't tell her I had, and I didn't even put it in anywhere she
inventory
could ever
that
see
I would
it.
know we had it.
Yeah, right. And I had to find it because it's like, oh, it's not here. Where the heck did I put it? So, yeah. So I'm doing that, and then I'm doing the other projects. And I've been working on Savior's Praise since Easter.
And those of you know that I pulled it out on Easter, but I haven't showed my progress because my goal was 400 minutes, and I have only gotten, I don't know, a little under 5 hours. No, a little under. 400 minutes is going to be like 6, almost 7 hours. I think I'm at like 5 hours and 15 minutes. I am timing all of my stitching this year. I don't know for what reason, but I am. Do you want to show those?
What? Oh, you can.
She's also incredibly just.
This is going to be a surprise, but then I had to. She went in the bedroom last night, and then it was there hidden, but I had to show her anyway.
So, you've been seeing all of my project bags and things that I've been posting that she has made and that are incredible.
And like she needs any more.
I'm just like, what do I do as I finish projects now? Because I still I love these bags sitting out in my room. I'm just gonna kit things up, and I'm just gonna continuously have a thing. Look at this bag. It's a Philadelphia bag. It's got the Pennsylvania on the inside, and then the back is all Philly landmarks. It's got the cheesesteak. It's got the soft pretzel. It's got cannoli. Like this Reading Market.
I had found a year or so ago, I found the Ohio, of course we're in Ohio, and I was at Joann's, and they had all the Ohio ones, so I'd gotten Ohio bags. I know.
She centered it back
and
here.
I centered it back. I had to really think a lot. I had to waste a lot of fabric to center that, so I just gotta say. And it was ended up really expensive. And I never even thought to look at Pennsylvania. And then when I was on Etsy looking for fabric like I don't need, I saw the Pennsylvania and I'm thinking, or the Philadelphia. And it's like, oh, I need to do that for Jen. I need to do that for us.
And it's so timely since I'm going to Philly. I'm going to Baltimore not next week, the week after for the Head Start conference. So I worked it in to drive. And so I can go up and get to Philly and see friends and just be back because I haven't been back since we moved. So I was planning a Philadelphia start to go with me because I'm pausing all of my 222 things. Yeah. So it was like, oh my gosh, I have a bag to put this in now. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, because I've had it for quite a while and I was keeping the secret. It's good, she's not here downstairs. I'd hide it. Because it ended up, Joanne had all the fabric and I have another Pennsylvania one that's like the Ohio one I did. So I have the Pennsylvania and I have the Philly. And what was I going to say? You were picking stuff off of me like in the zoo. Like when you go see the mother monkeys or apes or something and they're picking on their children.
I don't know about it.
But, and so then I found it. Joanne had it. So I found it because it was kind of expensive on the Etsy shop that I saw. And then I should give a shout out to that. I don't remember what it was. And then I found, so I ordered all of them, the insides from Joanne. And then I get a thing, they didn't have Philadelphia. So I ended up having to go back to Etsy and get the one that was I don't know, $40 a yard or something for me to get a yard of it. It was I don't care at this point. I have everything. I have to have Philadelphia. That was the main thing that I wanted more than anything. She was born and raised there. I lived there 40 years. It's just it's got roots. And we have to have these whether we put anything in them or not. Yeah. So anyway. So then I had to make, so then I kept putting them off. And
she's rearranged her whole sewing room downstairs. And she keeps texting me.
Instagram.
And I live 5 minutes away.
And she hadn't even
seen
it
been here.
I have to send her pictures. I know. And I love the way and I have a very small sewing room. It's only probably 8 by 10. I mean, it's very, it's 10. It's probably bigger than I think, but 10 by 10, 10 by 11. It's a very small little room, but it's perfect. And I really had it.
8 by 10, 10 by 11.
Yeah, well, 8 by 10 is really little. I don't think it's that. But anyway, so I had it in a way, man, I could sew, and I had my sewing machine table, and I had a table down there for cutting, my rotary cutter, and then I have my ironing board, and I have it all at level sitting, and it's rolling, it's linoleum, so I sit on my seat, and I'd sew, and then I'd iron, and then I'd cut, and I could just move, and it really flowed. I knew where to set everything, where I went to grab the stuff to sew, and then I decided I needed to rearrange. I took the door off the closet. I did all of my fabric with putting it on boats. So I thought, I'm going to rearrange. So I've rearranged it, and I love the way it looks. But I hadn't sewn anything. So when I went down there the night before last, I'm thinking, okay, it's 24th tomorrow. I've got to get these bags sewn. And I planned a couple of days earlier, but my mom had something, and then Lee had something, and so it got postponed. I thought, no problem. I'm going to make 4. I'm going to make 2 Philadelphia ones, 2 Pennsylvania ones. I'll surprise her and give it to her when we're filming. While I sit down, everything's backwards. It's like trying to do something left-handed because it's like I'm backwards and I can't. I made 2 and I was like, okay, I have to stop. I can't make any more. I will show her these bags, Philadelphia ones, and I have to decide now whether I'm just putting it back or trying to get used to it because I feel very awkward. Give yourself some time
to get used to it and see.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm making massive ones when I made them before. I'm making a few here and there. It's just like I like a production line. I've always liked that. I'm very good with that. So that's kind of how my room was set up. That it was like working in a factory on a line that I knew exactly how to do everything. And now it's like, oh my gosh, this is wrong. This is going the wrong direction. I can't see the TV. It's like, but anyway, so I got the one done. And then she came in the bedroom. It was still hidden. She wouldn't have seen it. I thought, oh, I'll tell her now. I'll just give it to her now. And she was very excited. So that made me feel good. So.
Cute. So we're going to start. We decided if we're going to go consecutive, we need something that's going to like keep us engaged to watch. So we've decided to go old school and do a 24 season. Go back like we were doing this back in the beginning. I think we're going to skip though to the one with Edgar because I like him. Is he only in one?
I think he's in 2.
But I like the one that's his last one.
That he dies. We love Edgar.
I mean, I love Edgar,
like
but it was like, it was such a sacrificial death, too.
Yeah,
it was just like, oh.
It was so sad because I didn't really expect it either.
No.
I mean, we know it now.
Yeah. So we're going to watch that.
24.
And Stitch. My goal is 5 hours on projects. So we think we'll film every 2 or 3 episodes. We'll get our gauge. We'll see how we feel after 2. I need to get up. I need to move some. So I think 2 will work well. And so I'm going to be starting. I've had this piece forever. I'm going to be starting My Mother's House by Kathy Barrick. And at the bottom it says, "There's no place like my mother's house," built. And I'm going to put, I think either the year you guys got married or the year I was born. I mean, you became a mother the year I was born, not to make it about me, but
no, but this is all about you. So. 222. No, I think you should do the year you mom. I wasn't a mother.
You weren't a mother until then. So I'm thinking that, and then I don't want to put all the initials. So I'm thinking maybe things that we do or that are us or you or I don't know. I haven't decided.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna focus on the stitching and then figure out what I want to put in the. And I may not. But yeah, I've wanted to do this forever because there is no place like Mom's. Like there really isn't, and you've made it such a home. Like you have, and she made this comment last night about it not being or nobody appreciating coziness, and I'm just like, you did. I don't remember what the comment was.
Drunk. Too much wine?
It was the overhead light comment because I don't like any overhead lights. Like, I mean, we go downstairs and I don't mind some the overhead light here is fine, but like I'm an ambiance person and I'm this and I think it's her fault. And
it is, because that's what I said.
It totally is, but she doesn't understand when I sit down, I have to have everything off. I can't.
Oh, no. No, wait. She sits down. It's not just the overhead light where she is at. If she can see an overhead light in the next room. Oh, no, it has to be shut off.
But, I mean...
If the sewing room light's on, then all you can see is, like, the door, and she knows the light's on in there. Oh. And the overhead light has to come off, because I have lights. I love lighting, and you get it from me.
Do.
I love at night. I have certain lights that I have on. There's certain things that used to drive your dad, my husband, crazy. I used to always leave my front porch light on, and he used to get so mad at me. But especially when she got older and was out, there's something very welcoming about a front door light being left on, your porch light. And in fact, there was a leisure arts thing that there was a whole poem about leaving the light on for you because I love you. But that's not why I start. I just always have. And so at night, and even when I'm downstairs, first thing I do, and I almost did it all when I went down to get our stuff, is I'll turn lights on the sewing room. Even if I'm not going to go in there, there's certain lights I like on, and in the framing room, and in the bedroom. I mean, I turn now.
And I'm all about that as long
Yeah.
as it's not an overhead light.
Right, well, right. And actually, when you're stitching, you actually can see better with an overhead light sometimes.
And I was
But
going
we
to
use a
say
magnetic
that
light.
downstairs, because it's like one room feeds to another, that was why, but that's not even true because I can't stand it if I sit in my living room and the kitchen light is on. I make Brandon go turn it off.
Kind of weird.
And he knows. And it's just this thing. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what I'm going to do is...
and I'm stitching it on 36 count Ren by Picture This Place with DMC.
I saw this, so I got it and didn't. Oh, look. Oh, no, that's right. That was backwards. I did a couple of these zippers backwards. So I have, and I didn't tell her, Blackbird design, Dear Daughter of Mine.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm going to give it to her.
Well, I think I'm going to give this to you. Like, we'll
just swap them out,
Yeah.
and you can have it. So I thought, oh, well, that's nice. So,
I love it.
yeah.
They're so similar too.
I know. I was thinking,
we didn't even know this.
No, and I had never.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I knew she
You
was going to.
did a project bag, and like it was on my list, but
right. But I hadn't ever really looked at that Kathy Barrick one. And then I saw as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, that'll be a great one to stitch during the, during your year. And so anyway.
Oh, look at us.
And I'm doing it. I'm doing it on 40 because everything I've started has been on 40. Although I'm about to change that.
That's fine.
And do some 36s. I think I'll do 40
How nice
starts.
does that look on a dark color?
I know, and this is
I do
one of
everything
the
on my
project
light
cards.
gray, always.
Yeah, no, I changed some. I had some heavy stock.
Looks really
So
nice.
the colors are really pretty, and I'm going to do it on a
The vintage country mocha.
country mocha.
Well, that
So
would
it
look
looks
really
like
pretty. The
hand
colors
dyed.
are gorgeous.
Yeah, the colors are really pretty. So anyway, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll do like she does with the rest of ours. I have them all ready to go, and whatever she picks next, I'll follow suit and work on them, the ones we've done together.
So that's our plan. We're just gonna have a weekend.
Chill and
I'm really looking forward to the next one because we'll have my 4-day weekend already built in. We're rolling that out the beginning of June, so it will already be. It's in July.
Okay.
We're rolling the 4-day work week out in June.
Oh,
So I'll have my 3-day weekend built in. So I don't, I'll be accustomed to that. Don't even have to take time off. Like it's just built in.
Yeah.
So,
and that was kind of fun when we did it that one time, and we even started it at midnight or what we were doing it the Thursday night. But we don't have to do that
because
with
what's
knowing you
my?
have Friday
I think
off.
friendship is my theme for the next one. So I have friendship, and then I also have like my faith and morality and things like that for my last one. So, so we're gonna get started stitching and get cozy up here. We stitched downstairs last night, so I have to get my spot set up here.
That'll take a little.
Not as quick moving as I used to be.
In the morning, especially. So what happens when you get to be 40? Just wait till you get to be 60.
40 and on anxiety meds. It's just like foggy mornings. But we love them because
Yes,
helps
she gets
my
her
head
to the
a
happy
lot.
space.
Yes.
She gets there quicker and stays.
I do. And I don't just sit and be like, well, what about this? And what about that? And oh my God. I never forget the first time that I went to go to the doctor's and I said, well, I'm like talking to my mom and my dad and I'm like, I'm really worried about this. And he just looked at me, he's Jen, what don't you worry about? And I was like, oh, is this not normal? Is this something? And so the doctor happened to be like, do you want to try anxiety meds? And I was like, I think so. I think maybe it's time. So anyway, I'm a proponent. If you need them, get them. So I don't know how we got on that. We just
I don't either.
typically move throughout all the things. So we're going to go stitch and we will be back in a bit.
Okay.
Bye.
On ear.
She comes over and she's like, I don't know why my head always looks crooked.
Well, it does. My glasses are usually the wrong way. I kind of have them better. They feel like they're
Have I
straight.
told my earring story about my head being crooked on here yet?
I don't think so.
I had my ears pierced when I was little, and I used to wear dangly earrings, and so I always had to like cock my head to make them hang the same way, and I always thought it was because my ears were crooked. And it took me a really long time to realize that it was just that they pierced them in different places. So, not always the swiftest. So we stitched for 2 episodes. I think the 2 episodes getting up and filming will be a good. It only got me at like a little.
And a half.
I got an hour and 20 minutes of stitching in. So. Yeah.
Why'd you only get an hour and 20 minutes?
Well, because I stop it every time I stop stitching. So if I look at. She's going to be like, your math doesn't work.
She's notorious. She's not really good at math.
I'm running an actual timer. I use an app, and you can see like all of the timers I have for the projects I've started, so I can keep track. 1 hour, 19 minutes.
Okay. Well, you stopped a lot then. 10 minutes.
There's things going on Instagram and Facebook and things, and that's why I don't say you have to get 24 stitching hours. All that you're doing during this weekend, like that contributes to stitching. I'm gonna shoot for 25 stitching hours, but
25,
5 for each project.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is what I got done so far. I'm working on the letters. You can't really see the writing down below, but I figure if I get that in, then the fill-in will just like I can't see it at all.
I can't see it. I'm sitting right here.
It is there. It started to say there is no place.
You're doing the same fabric as I am?
No, this is Ren by Picture This Plus. You can tell because it's on both sides.
Both sides,
whereas the Country Mocha is it's like a printed fabric, so it's only on one. So that's where I got. There's going to be a lot of fill-in in this, so since I'm working with DMC, I'm going to be doing my mom's method where I kind of outline things and go back. I typically won't do that with overdyed floss just because unless I'm doing individual stitches with the floss, it will give an outline look, and I don't want to have that outline look. So with DMC, you won't have that. So that's where I am.
Okay, and I got the border. I'll have to cut it. I didn't cut this. I figured I wanted to get it in. So my border all matched up.
Yay!
And it's like one of those that is like, it pretty much looks like it's a certain way, but then if you looked quick, it's like, oh, there's not 5 in this one, there's 6 in this one. So I did have to go through. I realized that at the top line, went through, just did half the stitches across. And I just got down and met at the very bottom. So I know the border's in. I always feel better when I know that's in. And
yeah, I struggled because we had this fabric and we had originally said when we kitted everything up, I think I intended for it to go this way and then cut the bottom. That my excess was going to be on the bottom, but it's so close, and I was like, I actually feel better knowing that it's centered right if I do it, because I typically am a corner starter always. But this one I folded in half and started because this was right at the middle.
Oh, really?
So I started there and then I'll stitch up.
I know. I was going to think, did you start at the bottom?
No, I started here.
Okay.
Because I could fold it in half and just know that I just had to go in and then it was going to be centered on this. Because I think we had a 2-inch allowance, but it was going to be a little tight and it's not going to save me that much fabric by doing it this way. Like I'm going to have pretty much the same piece of excess because it's not, it's like 10 inches wider, 10 stitches wider than tall or something. So
yours is almost square. Mine is too. Mine's about the same thing.
Is it? Mine's like 119 by 102, I think.
Mine's 127 by 131 or something. Yeah. It's not quite square. Yeah. So, well, and then I had to kind of stop a little early because
we were nervous. My dad was.
I hadn't heard.
It was like, great. What are we gonna do this weekend now?
And
he's not.
Our bedroom's right off the living room. We're in a rancher. So when I'm out watching TV in the morning, he usually has the door cracked because the litter box and stuff is back in that bathroom, our master bathroom. So the cat can get in and out and eat. But when I get up and I know he's still sleeping, which he generally is because he stays up late, I shut the door all the way, and the cat can just deal with not getting back there.
The cat sits and stares.
Stares at the door. Yeah.
It's
and
sick.
He does not like the door shut, but he's good. He's not obnoxious. And that way it's not as noisy because for some reason my husband does not hear well. He was a gunner's mate. I understand why he doesn't hear well, but with his hearing aids all during the day, he doesn't hear that great. But at night when they are off, he seems to hear everything. So I pull it shut. Well, I wasn't hearing any. I mean, usually by 10 o'clock or so. I mean, he didn't go to bed till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But by 10, he's starting to move around. And I wasn't hearing anything. And I kind of said to Jen, have you heard that? She said, no. Did I worry? And I go, oh, no. You know, Siri's kind of like, well, if he's dead, he's going to be dead in half an hour. And then the cat had been laying on the cat tree that's in the living room here. And all of a sudden, he started staring. He really started staring at the door. So I figured Gavi had heard him. But then he kind of laid down. So I finally thought, okay, I'm going to get up. Check. I'm done with my thread. I better get up and go check. And it actually took me a while to peek in there, seeing him laying in bed before he finally moved. His leg twitched. It's like, okay, unless it's a death twitch, he is alive. Because he's really good when he gets up in the morning. He always comes up, oh, you need coffee. Very still my coffee, which I needed. I needed coffee. And I've been waiting for him to come out and say that because we'd kind of kidded him and said, we'll be filming upstairs, so just don't come out exuberant like you are, singing and dancing like you normally do, which he never does. He does.
We really have to get him on film sometime.
I know. We
he's
need
the
to
new
this
Phantom
time.
You.
Yeah, right. So anyway, but he is alive. It takes him then about 45 minutes to an hour to come out, to get ready in the morning to
hear
come out.
Him moving. It's
yeah, I just heard him blow his
Yeah.
nose. You might have heard that. So anyway, yep. So now we're gonna take a break and get breakfast.
Bagels and good bagels.
We ordered. Yeah, he ordered
Gold
New
Belly.
York bagels from Gold Belly, so we got good bagels in.
So
And
we're gonna do that, and then we'll get back to stitching.
Okay.
Bye. Well, we're back. We had a little DoorDash delivery randomly.
Yeah.
Brought over more
Watson.
ice, and we got to see Watson and some
Chit chat for a little bit.
Yep. And he got me this awesome mug. I think it's still here. I'll show it at some point.
Yeah.
This new Poe mug. He ordered all these things from Amazon the other day, and he was like, I ordered you a mug since I got stuff for me. I was like, okay. So he was here for a bit, and yeah. So we've done almost 2 episodes.
We have 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we have like 5 minutes. We were like, we need to just film, and then we'll go finish that.
Yeah.
I spent most of my time working on it. So, still working on that writing. That's all I was doing. I realized I'm a row down too far. It was supposed to be, I didn't count I don't know what I did wrong there. And then when I went to do the place like my mother's house, this part right there, I was down too far, which normally wouldn't matter, but it's in line with the other font, so I had to tear it out, and then I ended up missing a spot in the black, so I had to tear some of the black out, and it was just like, it was a mess. And so I ended up fixing, like, because this part, there's a vine here, and some of it goes into the black, so I moved that back up, so that one's in the right placement, but the letters are all placed down, but it's just filling around them, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, they're all filled in. Oh,
it's
so
all black.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to get them in, is because then I can just do the fill in of the black.
Yeah, probably would have just not even done the letters. No.
What?
Could have just done the black and not, just had them.
Where? Like
Just
not
filled
have
them.
any of the words?
Yeah, done.
Isn't that the whole point of the piece? There's no place like my mother's house just not to have it there.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, skip to leave like the letters are there, but don't ever fill them in like we did for the Prairie Schooler thing. Do the black, but skip where the letters are supposed to go.
I know,
so
but then you have to focus.
Because it's just practically the same color as your background. So it would show up if you didn't.
I don't like them.
I don't really like it either.
You should do this, Jen. I don't like
You
it,
could've.
but do it this way.
No, you could have.
Okay.
Could have and should have are two different words. Okay, so I had to rip out 2 because I decided, I'll get my words in. And I did mine. And then when I did of, I got it in and I realized it was up 1 row more than mine.
I like that we both made it.
I know.
Vertical errors.
And she was grumbling over there. She was grumbling about ripping out. And then it's like I get done and go to daughter or I go to check it and it's like, oh. And I said I did it and I have to rip it out.
She only had to rip out of, though.
But I only had to rip out of,
place like
yeah.
and the vine and the black.
Yeah, no, I just had to do that. So then I got the rest of so I have all my writing in now. I think I want to do the outline of the house and get that in.
That's a good idea.
Before we decide whatever.
I think our plan is...
It's just hard to believe. It's really hard, especially with Jen, that plans change. I mean, she really stays good with some plans.
Some things.
But there are other things
like
that...
222, it is set. I don't
set,
like
it's
deviating.
not going to change, right? But a lot of other
like,
things.
What I'm going to do in an evening, or like if I'm going to...
or Sunday. It's like,
what I'm going to cook for dinner.
Yeah.
Like there are things that are just very, very flexible.
She's very adaptable. Yeah,
So it's like we make plans and it's like... We know this is not likely how it's going to
Well,
actually
and I tell
be.
Dad, he'll go, so what's up for it? Well, this is the plan right now, but when you get up tomorrow, it may have changed.
So originally my plan was 5 hours on each. With doing an episode thing, we're thinking 6 episodes.
Right.
So we'll see how we feel at the end of the next... I think I'll be ready for a switch at that point. She's totally fine.
I said if you want to stay stitching this or if you want to switch, I don't care.
The problem with it is that I'm thinking is that the pieces we stitch together are very large. And so sometimes it's frustrating to get it out and then put it down unless you've like dedicated a large chunk of time to work on it.
But it is a large chunk. And like I said, if you
It
leave...
is. I don't feel like I'm getting anything done in this though, and I only have 2 episodes left.
Right. Well,
and that
maybe we do
feels
more
crazy
until you're ready to change or feel like you've made progress, and then we can switch to a bigger project or whatever. It's up to her. It's her thing. So I'm flexible,
just like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm always flexible and happy. And should we show my anybody? I have quite a few followers now, but I'm not.
Are you going to stand up and get it, or do we want to do it the next time?
Okay.
We'll do it the next time.
It'll
because
be a surprise.
We don't have to have Brandon edit this where we stand up and sit back down.
It's like
because...
right behind me.
Oh, it is?
You don't have...
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know it was right behind you. I thought it was in the kitchen. Then show it. And I'll show the other things the next time.
Okay. So I had mentioned that and shown, and then Jen did a story on it. This frame I got, this awesome frame. I had done the Prairie Schooler measured twice, cut once, and I have it down in my sewing room.
A Prairie Schooler Countrywise is the book that it's in, because there's like 3.
There's 3 different things you can do, and so I had done that one. And I had it framed down there, and then when I was on Etsy, I saw a yardstick frame, and I think, oh, that would be so cute. And he didn't have the right size. I had it in a 6x8 size frame, which isn't exactly right, but I don't care. This is a little piece. So I emailed him, and he
isn't this awesome?
Made it for me. The 6x8 opening. Oh, it is so neat, and it's like so nice
cool.
showing the back. It's
super thick.
Yeah, because he makes almost like a tray, and then the yardstick pieces go in it. And he does some yardsticks that have when Jen shows you, like bright. So some of his frames are more bright, because he asked me, do you want like more neutral or more bright? And I said, I'll take the neutral. and he did some that has like cork board, so it's like a little bulletin board. And he has some vintage pictures he puts in, and it's called, he's Dave, his name's Dave, and he's in Pennsylvania actually, north of Philly, and it's yardsticks rule. Like a ruler. And he's a retired guy, and he was so nice to work with, and he got this done, and I was hoping I'd get here in time so I could show it when we filmed, and which ended up it did. So I wanted to put it on here and just do a shout out to him because it's just as nice as it looked in the picture
below.
Yeah. I said to him when I got it, it's even nicer in person, and it looks so nice down above my cutting table. It's just like the perfect thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So anyway, and then I got some. He had some coasters, and that's what Jen's talking about. There were a set of 4, and I figured, I'll give her a couple if she wants to put a couple in her craft room, and I'll just have a couple down in my sewing room too because it'll go cute. And so we'll show them the next time. So, anyway.
Yeah, but definitely local artists. Well, I mean, small, local to where we used to live. But,
and super nice. Super will do anything.
Small business to support
small
for
business,
sure.
yeah. So.
Yep.
Okay. Glasses on.
Oh, I hit record. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. We're a
little flustered because dates are
now.
not working, and
my date was right.
Yeah, I think our date might be right, but I think my date is right for me. So we'll discuss the next video. So we watched 2 more episodes. So I got a little over 4 hours in on my project. But I'm ready for a break. So I am calling that we're switching projects. She said it was changing. She's ready. It was my decision. So this is what I got done though. I got all the words placed except for I stopped at built and I haven't recharted the 1982 yet. And then I worked upside down to get the bird. What?
Oh, I thought you were saying that I got a whole lot done with this because I'm thinking, I don't know why I think I got so much done with this. You were talking about my other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I wasn't talking now about that either. This was like in between our filmings. So if you were confused, that wasn't what I was just talking about.
No, sorry.
So I worked upside down. I'll do that sometimes if it's easier. So I just turned my project upside down.
It's a really old
and went
trick.
down that way and up the bird. So that's what I did.
Okay, here's what I did, but it doesn't look like very much. I got the house all outlined, a couple windows in, the roof and chimneys in. And then I added some flowers before we ran out of time. So I had all the letters in, but the house is now in place and it's in the right place. So
good job.
Yeah.
So we are going to be jumping to Let Freedom Ring. I don't have the original here, but it is this. The Philadelphia one. We're calling this the Nitty Gritty Philly Sal or the Gritty Philly Sal or something. I'm not sure. We have a little discrepancy over start dates. It was we started it together. It was either July 28th. Where are you looking now? You're trying to look on mine?
No, I'm putting in the hashtag. If I can find where my hashtag is, because the hashtag is.
So while
what?
you
can talk.
I thought it was Nitty Gritty Philly Sal, but. So
I had it on my thing that's now gone.
Well, yours just said Gritty Philly Sal, so maybe it is just Gritty Philly Sal.
I was trying to get to the dates and that's not.
I could have made this go faster, but
well, I
okay.
Figured you
So
were gonna
entertain. She's not even talking.
Did you back? Okay. Well, I don't know what to say now.
Oh, there's other people that were joining us with the Gritty Philly Sal. Oh, it's July 28th. Okay. I don't know why I have the wrong date. Shut up. It was the day before I started my job at my agency. And then I went to Florida.
For the week.
I put it in the gritty bag on 8/2. Okay. So maybe that's why
I you picked it up or something.
Yeah, or something.
And maybe I made the bags, but I didn't make one for me.
I don't know why she didn't. I have
I
a
know,
really
mine's
cool
in the
gritty
Eagle
bag.
I know.
So anyway, that was a lot of rambling. We're trying to. We don't like it when we can't be specific for information that has no real purpose. So I'm not really sure why that is, though, right? I mean, isn't that like, did any of you really need to know if it was actually 8-2 and not 7:28, or if it was it wasn't? Oh, by the way, I only have 2 projects left that I started in Philadelphia.
I'm impressed.
I know. I have Great Pumpkin Conspiracy and Ghoultide Welcome. All the rest of them started in Ohio. I'm pretty
2
impressed.
2 years
too.
ago. That's really good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
3 almost.
Okay.
Because it is 2022 and I've moved here in
2018.
2018.
Oh, 18.
I did my first madness in March, but then we moved in
October.
Yep,
How time flies.
it does. So this is where I am. I've only worked on it once or twice. Well, at least twice. Shut up.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll go back and find that information out for you too. So yeah, I think I'm stitching it on 40 count sand dune. Please hold, and I will let you know for sure.
Oh, they're gone.
We disappeared. They can still see us.
Oh.
Nope, I am stitching it on 40 count pecan butter by Lakeside with the called for colors, which are mostly DMC, but I am using some of the specialty colors that are called for.
Okay, and this is what we were talking about because she goes, oh,
She has a
wow,
lot more in than I
done."
do, but I think
But I don't
she's
think I
worked
worked on it
several.
that much more than you. I can't even
Worked on
remember
it
the last
at
time.
least a couple
I'll have
times
to-
more than me.
I'm just faster stitching.
We have figured out that we are fairly consistent with our
Yeah,
speed.
we are pretty much.
So this would be
I don't. Yeah,
several.
I probably
extra
stitched a whole
sit-downs
bunch
because
when we were
I
in Florida.
started a whole bunch of things, and this wouldn't have been one I took to Florida that time
Right,
because I started
right.
my job and then they sent me to Florida.
Yeah, I'll have to look at my posts on it. And
What
see.
do you? Is it just natural? It feels like a natural.
I think it's
Is it
lamb's
lamb's wool?
wool.
Is it 40?
Yeah, it's 40.
So we both opted to leave the scroll out off the top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could add it but I didn't really like it.
it's just not my style. So
Yeah.
I'm just more of a straight line sort of girl.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to switch to this. I figured this one is the one I have the least amount done on that we've started together. So I wanted to do it while I was more awake because I feel Let's Savior's Praise, I just had out. So I kind of have my flow down with it. So I figured between that and Berry Bowl in the middle of the night, if we do this consecutive, we'll see. I'm going strong. 24 helps.
24 really helps.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe that we were already ready to switch projects. Like, it really didn't.
And it just, I think it helps when you've got a cliffhanger, you go into the next. Then movies even, we've done movies for so long, and every time we've tried to do this again, it's been with movies, I think. Yeah. So,
This
we'll
totally
see. It's
isn't
still only 3:30.
The 24, as I'm yawning.
I'm awake.
It still isn't the 24 episode. It's not my favorite season. The one
Which one
before
is?
it is. The one where Edgar's mother dies.
I almost said
Not
to you,
really the one where
I said
Edgar
to you,
dies.
he's in 2 seasons.
I know.
And I almost
thought
said,
they
do you
were in
wanna-
the same one?
Well, you didn't
But it was so
ask.
sad when he couldn't leave to go get his mom.
Well, it's
and-
even sadder when he can't get
I
out and
know.
he dies. For goodness
I know,
sakes.
but- yeah.
Well,
So-
we can start that one when we're done with this.
Yeah, I kind of
We can
thought
go
we could go
backwards.
backwards. So
Why not? And we could start at the 24th hour and have a backward stitch marathon. We had backwards day. In school.
what does a backwards stitch marathon look like for you?
Where we watch everything backwards, or we'd stitch everything upside down, or instead of upside down, you do my backwards cross stitch like
I
perfected.
can't do your backwards cross stitch. I do most things backwards. If it can be
Well,
done
it's like
backwards,
a
I
Baron
do
Bob
it
thing,
that
yeah.
way. Knitting, my first knitting venture, I had a whole bunch done, and this isn't right, and it was totally backwards. Yeah. Had to rip it all out. Okay,
All right.
we'll be back.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
She just looked over at me and goes, "So did Brandon bring you hair product?"
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's a mess. Whatever.
Whatever.
Better mess now than it would have been had I not gotten it cut.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
So I do have hair product downstairs. I figure I will shower at some point and energize myself. I'm doing pretty good though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 6 o'clock at night, so
It's
one would
still
hope
light
that
out.
I would be
Yeah.
doing good, but
Yeah.
God only knows. So we decided to. Okay, so last time we were here, we mentioned that this was not the episode of season of 24 that I was thinking it was, so we decided to start over. So we're down at season 4 now or something.
Right.
I don't know. So
Started at the beginning, so.
So we're gonna do that. So we did 3 episodes because really 2 goes like that.
Yeah,
Like
we-
it's
you know,
just
we
like
just got started on this, yeah.
and I'm still trying to figure out today's Wordle, and so I like
You
keep
still
like
haven't gotten
no, I keep picking up my phone, and then I have like 3 guesses left, and I have two or three letters, and I just am like, this is not working, and so I need to get that done too, because she does hers at midnight. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I just recently lost for the first time, so I had a streak of 98 going, and lost the other day. So anyway, I am just trying to finish these flowers. So like I don't stitch like she does, where she kind of will come back and finish filling in things later. I do like to get like a section completed more so than she does. So I don't jump around as much as she does. But I did get down here, I got this flower in, and I've gone over. I did the bird and that leaf that he's on, as well as all of the like fill in and things like that. So
Well, no, and I know I'm not sure why, because I always start at the upper left corner, but I like to get to the upper right corner.
Why don't
and
you
work
just
from
start?
I know. That's what I've been thinking, because then I think I'd feel like it was backwards left-handed. I'm trying to work it's not bad with samplers, but this is a little more challenging. But I don't like, because I scrunch my fabric. I don't roll it neatly like Jen does.
I roll so neatly, and I
You
roll.
do.
I roll better if I've stitched the whole. So I try to do down the left side.
So
Would you like me to show?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I got the green all filled in, that first thing where the little words are going to go. Finished that, and then I went over and did Let Freedom Ring and started the green around there. It just don't look like it's very much, but it's the way it is. As I'm kind of working my way over before I try to scrunch anymore. I thought about going down because I have the house in, but then I took one look at that and forgot it. And I have a little bit, you can't see it because it's white, like in between the 2 green things. That's where
there is.
Independence Hall's going to be, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping I counted that right.
That's what worries me. Is
But I
like,
count and recount. And
I still
recount.
count wrong.
there's like a
I
lot of
count
backstitching in
and-
this.
I know.
And her backstitching, I mean, I grew up with backstitching, but her backstitching isn't really, hers is just like a lot of random, there's no stitching underneath it. It's just the fabric. She does longer things, which I don't really like. I like it when, and it probably won't show up once you get it done, but on the chart, it's like, there's no way you can do a 3/4 stitch or a 1/4 stitch to make it. And then you go over it with the back stitching and you can't see, but she'll go over 2 slanted, and so it's
Sometimes my mom starts a project and then she calls me and it's like, why am I stitching this?
yeah. Sometimes.
Like, Saviour's Praise.
Well,
We'll hear
there's
about
a story. Yeah, there's a story with that.
But I did get that phone call on Easter.
Yeah.
Why do I stitch like this? Things like this. But that's about it. I just keep getting up and snacking and
Yeah,
sitting down
have to
again.
decide if you want some veggies or if you want it in a bowl or
Oh,
something.
I think I want veggies. And
Okay.
she made me dill dip.
And she didn't bring her cheese over that she was supposed to bring,
have,
or
like,
salami, or any of the high protein things that we were
going to do protein, so we ordered pizza last night.
Peanut butter and jelly
yeah,
pizza.
Peanut butter and jelly pizza and other pizza too as well, but peanut butter and jelly, so that was breakfast too. And then Brandon brought over Wendy's. So I did have some deviled eggs.
Yeah, she wanted deviled eggs. She never even ate any until today.
I didn't get here until 3:30 last night, and we went right downstairs.
Well, yeah, because she didn't want to start them. And I didn't put food down there.
She didn't feed me last night.
I did too. We bought pizza
She did.
because she wanted pizza.
I did.
So
She always wants pizza though. Like
I
that's
can
her
eat pizza
favorite
every
thing.
day, yeah.
She's amazing at doctoring them up, but I can't eat them anymore because they're too spicy for me. But
well, I don't have to make them so spicy. I couldn't believe you got jalapenos on last night.
I like spicy. It just sometimes doesn't like me. Getting old is fun.
Just wait.
But you're the one that can eat spicy, and I can't. And I'm the one with the hip. So let's think whose body is really killer. I think it might be mine.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, we're gonna go
Alright.
stitch more. So we watched. I don't know. I guess 3 more episodes.
We did.
Yeah, I took a shower, so my hair's.
I got it.
That's Gabi.
I got it.
You're very talkative. Yeah.
Go out.
Sorry for the interruption. He doesn't. Oh, he did want to go out. I don't know. We just sat here for a while trying to figure out our hair and
Our
the
hair.
camera. She told me that everybody expects my hair to be messy, and it's always a mess. So
Oh,
who
yeah.
cares? So
Vote down below. You can cast your vote. How much more fun is it when the messier Jet's hair gets throughout the night? Okay. It looks good.
Well, I don't have any products, so it's
Well-
not doing the swoop the right way.
Well, but it's doing the pixie cut. Whatever it is. Okay.
I switched spots. My back kind of
Just
hurts
getting a
from
little
where
grumpy.
a little bit. I don't know. I took a shower. We're not going consecutive.
You guys
just.
knew
I mean,
that
you
at
kind
the
of figured
beginning,
you
right?
had
Yeah.
to have, right? But whatever.
was
So
her, too.
it's okay. It's because I have a crazy long week next week. Look at her, crazy long week next week, and then I have
And
a
you
drive to Philly or Baltimore, and then
To Philly.
and then
then
back,
home.
and then I'm not even going to be home for Mother's Day, which is weird.
Can I say? She chose to go away. My only child. Just goes.
Oh my god. She's the one who
I
called
gave her the
and
okay. I said,
you
for
know,
goodness sakes, we see each other all the time. And so
So
if
not
you're going
really,
to be away
because
on Mother's Day,
anymore.
well, yeah, we really don't. We actually need the holiday or the
marathons
No.
or no. So
we live close.
So I'm nervous that if I stress myself out to try to stay up all night tonight, that
She'll get stressed.
I will and
More
get sick,
stressed.
and I don't want to get
Yeah.
sick. So I am still working on the little flower corner. There's a lot of color in this little.
It looks
sucker.
nice once you get the color in it, too.
It does, though. I really do like the
Yeah.
colors. So it is mostly DMC, except the greens. There's some Gast in there, but everything else really I think is DMC. So I'm really liking the colors.
Yeah. And I got over to start with the vine over on the other side and just was
Wow.
then added the flowers, which has helped me count to make sure I've got it in the right space since it's not, which is
Now-
nice. That adds color.
When we were talking the last time, and you were talking about like the backstitching and things like that, do you mean like it's not a straight, like when you're doing the roof here,
Yeah.
it's like 2?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like over 1 and up 2. It's not, you know, where one, and I don't even know if that roof is backstitched. If it is,
It is.
They didn't put in the 3/4 stitches. So
To fill it in.
to
Yeah,
fill it
okay. I
in,
see what you're saying.
to make
now.
it filled in, like
Yeah.
you would do, and there's a lot of that in
Do you
it.
think we need the backstitching?
And I may wait and see. I may not do it
Yeah.
because we may not.
Those of you that have stitched this, do you think that it needs the backstitching?
Yeah.
Because I am not a backstitching fan, both in process and in look generally.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And if I backstitch, I may backstitch differently than what she did. Like, you can't. But I don't know with the white here on Independence Hall. Once I get other colors in, I'll be able to see it more. That I need to have backstitching on that, or around the edge. And around the edge, I may just do it the old-fashioned way, where I'm just following the border.
Yeah.
Because it does bring it to life. I mean, we
It
used
does.
to when
I mean, there are definitely
everything was
pieces.
backstitched back in the 80s.
Well, when you have like a ton of color that's being distinct, like,
Well, right.
you know, it's giving that depth and dimension, like,
yeah.
then yes, I feel like there are pieces that definitely pop when you have the backstitching in. I've done 1,000 roofs and I haven't needed
Right.
backstitching to make
Well,
it look
right.
like a roof. So
Right.
I don't
And
know
I think that
I
I
feel
I
the
don't think
whole
you
building
need the
is
roof.
going to need to
Right,
be outlined,
right.
really. But
I mean, we used to backstitch everything. I mean,
I
like
know.
around the window pane.
Yeah.
And but that was and it did give it more dimension. Like I said, it was like you dreaded doing it, but then when you did it at the end, it was like, oh man, it really looks good. But then with the primitives and the less technical stuff, designers got used to not using it, and it's just like with my Jeremiah Junction, everything was backstitched.
yeah,
there.
like those sorts of
And
things.
I love those, but
and-
some of them to do now, I may not backstitch everything because you don't really need to. I mean, there were a lot of designers, Stony Creek, there were a lot of designers that used lots and lots, everything was backstitched after you did it. And I don't think it has to be now.
Yeah.
Giving a dress dimension or flow, maybe you have it inside it. But to outline it, have everything backstitched outline, I don't think it needs to. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll see how it goes. I'm starting to, like, as I'm stitching all of my things now, I'm like, where is this going to go in my house? Because I mean, we have a fairly decent sized house. I mean, we have a 5-bedroom house,
Right.
and upstairs and a basement. But now I have all these different like categories. Like, and so I don't know where my Philly stuff will go.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to pick someplace. Maybe it would even be in Brandon's office or down the hall or in your office.
Yeah, and like I'm thinking I've been doing all those like quirky animals that are dressed like people. Like
Yeah.
originally I had thought they would be in my craft room, but I'm starting so many sewing related things.
Right. Well, and you might like this.
And then
down
I
in the
don't know
guest
maybe
room
if
or-
they really should all be together or if I should
Yeah.
have them spread out.
Yeah, that's where I have.
I'm like, do I have little walls? Like, this is owls. Which is kind of how it is right now.
Well, but I think that's
But I
how
don't-
we kind of see.
is
That's
that-
how I group my lions and lambs together. I've grouped my Noah's Arks together. Although then, as you get a lot, then it starts spilling over. And I know in
Yeah.
our Victorian, then I'd have a Noah's Ark in every room. My
Oh, I
Adam
forgot
and
that you did
Eve's-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
We had an 18-room house. So.
right, and so hello. But I still tend to group things with things
Well,
too.
that's
But
my
I don't think you have
tendency
to.
too, and it's like, you know, and then I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever hung cross stitch in my bedroom because nobody goes in my bedroom because my bedroom is rarely cleaned up and there's we don't make the bed. I make the bed before I go to bed. I don't make it in the morning. And I mean, Brandon and I work opposite shifts right now, so generally somebody's sleeping. But then I was thinking I'm in my bedroom.
Right, right.
So I feel like I need
That-
to. So like
right.
we're in the process of creating a little space and things like that
Yeah.
in there. But I haven't figured out where my Philly, where I see
Yeah.
it. Because I kind of see down the halls those girls from Carriage House, kind of almost
yeah.
portrait-y things, that you would have in an
you'd
old
have-
house.
right?
But
yeah,
they're all stitched because I actually have absolutely no photographs in my house.
yeah.
I don't have.
photographs.
We don't do it.
Yeah,
We used to have some at our house, but it's not like we had going up the stairway my school
Yeah.
pictures or anything like that.
I burned him because I knew. I didn't hang him because I knew she wasn't going to come when I was old to Mother's Day, so I thought I'm hanging pictures. Putting pictures on the wall when she's not even coming from Mother's Day for crying out.
But honestly, like, I don't take pictures of people either.
No.
I take pictures of, like, food. And cross stitch. And it's not that I'm not enjoying it with other people. It's just, I don't know. I remember the experience through those pictures.
Yeah,
so I don't feel like it's that I'm missing the interactions. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I have a couple pictures of Brandon and I that I like. And I'm glad we do this because I'll have these when you're dead.
Okay, when I'm dead, yeah.
Which is why we need to get Dad
on
on
Huh?
film.
What?
We need to have Dad on so I have something to like remember him. I think the Flyers are playing right now. He came out in his Flyers pajama pants. He usually coordinates his pajama pants with the
sports that's playing. Well, the Phillies played earlier. He came out this morning and he wears, he has lounging pants, and then when he's in the house, that's what he's got on. He's got to go get the mail. He puts on his jeans, but whatever. And it's like he comes out this morning, and I thought he was just in his underwear because I just got a glimpse and I saw bare leg, and it's like, oh my god,
you forgot Jed was here. He had a stroke.
But he had on his shorts. He had on short his lounging shorts. But he gave me a heart attack. He thought that was pretty funny. Too. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But yeah, he usually coordinates. I just wear this one because I like it. It's my cozy shirt. It's not because the Flyers potentially could be playing or I'm stitching Philadelphia. It's just, I think it's actually yours because I had one and then I gained a little weight and she gave me hers. So I could still have one. Oh, that's another story. So I did tell you in my last floss tube, if you were watching it, that I wasn't going to be eating during this weekend because I was supporting my friend with liquids. I did 2 days. She knows. I told her.
She told her.
She still's fine. But, so we are eating. But that was why we were going to try protein-heavy foods, which...
Well, I can do protein. I can,
lasted well. I'm going to get a deviled egg, though, before we sit down again. Okay. So we're going to keep, I don't want to take a new picture tonight. And, I don't know, there's something. What?
Okay. I agree with you.
I just want to
keep
going on it instead of having to stop and get myself all acclimated again. It was hard enough getting a new stitchy spot up here. And then the light was on the wrong side, which apparently was on the wrong side the first time, too, and I just didn't realize it. But then once I realized it, it was wrong. Right. So I had to change it.
Yeah, but it's just going on 10. So we've been stitching for over 12 hours now. We started. We've been doing this
not continuously.
But we started our stitching at 9:30.
A little over 4 hours on the first project we did, and then I've done 4.5 hours for this so far.
How is that?
Why?
That's 8.5 hours.
You think it's too little?
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Well, what in the heck have we been doing the other 4 hours? Didn't think we took that many breaks.
Well, the segments aren't an hour.
I know they're not, but I'm going from the time we started at 9:30 this morning. When I looked at the clock and we said, okay,
filmed.
We put the first...
this is 15 minutes right now.
Yeah, but how many times have we done it?
And then Brandon came over. He was over for a while.
Hour.
We had to take pictures in between. You had to post the Facebook.
You had to take a shower. I was going to take a shower too, but then the little man that lives here came out and visited with me and sat down beside me. So I thought, well, I can't really go take a shower now. I should talk to him. So I didn't get my shower.
And she thought I was downstairs for too long.
Well, then she was downstairs for long, and I'm thinking, oh god,
it wasn't really that long of a shower.
Usually, you're so quick with a shower. You're Speedy Gonzalez, and so I'm thinking, did she slip? Did she?
She should take some anxiety. I might come by it
Upping
naturally.
my thyroid, so let's see if that helps. Speed up my. So.
We call it optimistic pessimism because if you prepare yourself for your husband to be crashed on the side of the road when he's 15 minutes late from work,
right,
and it was just that he got a speeding ticket,
right,
you don't mind
right.
the
You're
fine
so
because he's not dead
right.
on the side of the road.
Right.
So, going to that worst place possible is really just so that you're happy. It's how my head works anyway. I don't know. So, okay, we're going to go stitch more. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning, everybody. We did one more episode after we filmed last, and then I was just ready to sleep. So it was me, not her. It was me. But we called it a night and went to bed. So we will show what we worked on with Let Freedom Ring, and then what project we're going to be switching on next here. We've had some laughs already this morning because the camera shows things in very different color than they are in actuality. So she got this really great sweatshirt. I actually wore it in my last floss tube, but mine is gray and hers is red. And it's supporting the town that I grew up in, Winona, New Jersey. With their tornado, they had this random tornado that is just bizarre, but it has thousands of trees. Like, it was known for its huge trees and like just kind of idyllic, like tree sidewalks. Beautiful. Like it was a beautiful little town. 1 square mile. Look up their 4th of July parades. They're known for them. So, but anyway, so we bought these sweatshirts. So she's like, "Oh, I'll throw that on," and then it was like bright red. It's like a heathered red in reality, but in the filming, it just picked up.
I felt like Mrs. Claus. Oh no, I have to go change this.
So she's like, "I'm Mrs. Santa."
So that woke me up. That's for sure. Holy cow!
So. We just have more of the same plan today. We'll see. I don't know if we'll order some breakfast or what we're going to do, but it's ready to get some stitching in. I'm happy because I think I'm going to stick with my new stitchy spot and just see how that goes and start there today. And I have a bit of a headache to start the day, but I'm coming off fairly cheerful, I think, in spite of
really
it.
Is,
so, we'll see.
Okay.
So this is how far I got on that Freedom Ring. I really just concentrated on that that flower to know that it's kind of done. It's not quite done. I still have a little bit of fill in there, but got as much done as I am going to at this point. So.
And then I got some flowers in that. On the other side. So I actually am pretty much over to the other side now that I can put in the line so I can just focus on that side of it. I like to get more done on that side before I'm doing the other side. So I'll be able to have a big chunk of fabric I can cut off.
It's always nice to have your placement in and know you can cut it and
do. So
got needles hanging everywhere. I don't know how she does it.
I do.
So I thought next we'd pull back out Savior's Praise. She has stitched on it a lot more than I have, so she is way, way further than me. Mine is on, I believe, 40 count cedar plank by Lakeside. I'm gonna lose my needle. So I, on Easter, worked on just getting that alphabet in because I like to have, with this one and the whimsical type border, I want to have my straight lines in so I know even if the border is off of some, it's not going to matter, but the straight lines then are blocking the inside to know that it's safe, and then I might have some things plugged along the inside so that I have them as like place pointers to know that, okay, I'm not off. I'm probably going to be changing the words some. I don't have strong attachment to the ones that are there, and I may look through and see what I can do instead. I know my mom's making a bunch of changes. So.
Well, not a bunch.
She's got a ton.
I actually have worked on it. I hadn't worked on it for over a year because I would pull it out the first of the year, and then but I pretty much had the border in and everything down, and I worked on the house and the down in through here because in here there's this bell. And I always thought...
I'm going to just let it fold over because
right,
I can't just...
Is a bell, and I always thought it's kind of... Didn't really odd. Yeah, because she's got a lot of bees around. And then I saw someone, I'm sorry, I can't think of her name. I saw it on Instagram when she'd done it, and she'd put a beehive in there. It's like, oh, that is so perfect.
Well, and isn't she the same one that did?
Well, I'm going to get there. I'm going to do a beehive there. So I love that. And, of course, I do bees anyway. So that's going to get changed. And I knew I was changing the wording. I haven't decided what I'm going to do either, but I'll leave that. And then at the top... she had also, and I had that all done, the top middle vase, I had everything in there, but she had put the 3 crosses, and I loved that. So I ripped everything out of there to put in the crosses, so I did change that.
It's just so amazing how fabric makes such a difference, too, because we're using the same flosses. And I feel like our colors, although you changed some in here, I think.
I didn't do the light colors like you did.
You might have changed more.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because I didn't like them all like that.
And you didn't do the pop of the blue and
no.
one.
No.
Which is what I like. So it's so funny that like...
Yeah. Well, and you're like used to so many different colors anyway, or different way colors look because you use so many that, mostly hand dyed flowers.
Well,
and
the one thing
a DMC or so.
I didn't do was like there's a couple letters in the alphabet where like, because it's like the 4-block alphabet, like everything's kind of in that 4-block segment. I think it was like starting with the M, they were charted in 2 colors. Oh. And I just said no. I just was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pick one of the colors that's in there and just do it. And if I wanted that variegation, I would use variegated threads, not... Yeah. And this isn't... Even with reproduction samplers, I change them to be me. Not to discredit the original stitcher, but this is going to hang in my house, so it's going to say my name and...
Right.
That kind of stuff.
We've been talking about that a lot because... I love old things. I love the old samplers and samplers. In fact, the first sampler I stitched was in 1980, and I started stitching in 79. And so early on, I did samplers, and I've always loved samplers. And back then, they were just samplers out of a book. I mean, they didn't have all the reproductions like they do now. And I love the old samplers, but I don't want to stitch
the mistakes.
Right, and I don't want to stitch one to make it look like an old one. I'd rather buy one. For me, and it's my preference, I've been trying to figure out why I don't. I mean, I don't like all the mistakes in them and to do the mistakes. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like samplers, because it's very mathematical. Well, it's very rhythmic because there's usually a rhythm to the border. You can get... And I like that, and rhythm isn't the right word, and I thought of the right word, but it's very, mathematical. It's numbers, that you can do, and you can go around, and I liked that, and I liked the evenness of it, and I make enough mistakes. I don't want to put in other people's mistakes.
Why are we copying somebody else's mistakes when we're going to do our own?
Right.
And there are tons of things that I put in that are wrong. Right. And I'm going to just leave it. But, these were 8-year-old girls that were doing this. I'm a 40-year-old woman. It's a completely different reasoning to be stitching. But I still like to give remembrance to where samplers came from and the history of cross stitch and things like that. But like you said, if I was going to I would just get into the habit of buying antique samplers.
Right.
For me,
so
I don't
need
to try to
reproduce
copy it in that way.
Yeah. Kind of like a painter who paints. They don't just paint all Rimbar brands, well, unless they're forgers or something. You paint your own style, or you do your own, you find your own thing. But so in samplers, and I didn't think this was a reproduction one, and I know Teresa likes, does reproductions.
She emulated the reproduction,
right? And so in it, so a lot of the stuff and the mistakes, because that's what I was grumbling the other day. I'm thinking if there's 6, and then I do this, and 6, and then all of a sudden there's a 7, and then there's an 8, and that's what drives me crazy, is because I like the numbers being right. and I don't like the mistakes. So I fix them as I go, and hopefully I can fix them before I get too far, because I'll make everything even. I just did a real cute bee sampler, and it was like all not centered when I looked at it. Oh, it's just like off too. It needs that bottom part. I think that was just a mistake, made. But I fix those things because I like them all even.
And some of them may be designer's preference. It's just not our preference. And so, it's the freedom to say, just like the comfortability to change threads or pick a different fabric. This is my representation of this piece, not necessarily just a straight
You're
copy.
adding your artisticness or your what you like, which is very different from when we first started stitching back, because you just did everything the way. And I looked, and I can remember people looking at my, the samplers on this back wall here. Most of them are old ones that I did initially, and people look at them and say, "Oh, you're so talented." And I can remember saying to people, "No. I'm a nice stitcher, but the talent to me is a designer who designs them for, that's really, they have the vision. I can't design. I am just reproducing what they've designed. That's the real talent, and that's what I looked at. I have talent as being able to make my stitches nice and it looked nice, but we always did whatever colors they were, and that's very free. And it took me a little bit in the last few years to be able to say, I'm going to change a color in a Prairie Schooler, and I still can't do Prairie Schooler.
I was going to say Prairie Schooler is kind of like,
but other things, and to know even the designers aren't offended, and it's not anything against them. It's just personal preference sometimes when we change things. And they encourage it. I've seen it on.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen it on Instagram. The designers are on their charts saying, "Make it what you want," which is very nice. They're the ones, they've taken this time to make something, and they're not offended because we're not saying ours is better. It's just like, oh, I like this. I like the bees because I'm Mrs. B, and do the beehive, and I saw somebody do it, or the verse in it, change that. So that's neat, and I'm getting used to it. So I'm gonna do a lot
now
of
she changes everything.
But anyway, sorry to ramble, but
that's what you're here for. So it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get our coffee, we're gonna get our show set, and we're gonna stitch. I'm not gonna get 24-hour stitching hours in, but I still am a full proponent that everything you do in these weekends, if you're dedicating time to stitching, is part of it. So it's not about meeting a clock. I mean, it is, but it's not. I mean, I do, but
I know, because I looked at the clock last night. And
she's just like, we started at 9, 9:30, at 9, and it's breaks are included. Like it's
we
not
sat
that you
down
even take that many breaks. It's just all
cross stitching thing, and it was 11 o'clock before we said, okay, enough. We're putting this away. We're not getting it up. So I looked at it as almost 14 hours worth of.
Well, and that's just it. Like, I stitch a lot on a typical weekend, but my life goes on, so whatever I'm going to have to do on a typical weekend, be it not that much, because I don't like to clean, and if I don't want to cook, we order out. Kids, But, like, things can happen. I might have to grocery shop, or I might have to do those things on a typical weekend. For a 24 weekend for us, we say those things are done.
Right,
we're not doing those things.
Right.
We know going in, this weekend's focus is stitching.
Right.
And
there's 12 days. I look at it, and I was thinking about it a lot last night. There's 4th, and I consider it 3 days. Yeah. So that's 12 days out of 365 that it's just, this is cross stitch. This is what we're going to do. And, we're flexible with changing plans, but this is what
we know the focus is stitching.
Focus is stitching. And
because I even talked to her, I was like, I have to spend some time getting some projects finalized for 222, because I have all the floss ready and everything like that. It's in the bags, but I only did through April, and so the majority of the floss is in the bags, but it's maybe not on the cards, or it's not pre-cut and that kind of stuff. And I was like, we could do that during the marathon, and she was kind of like, I'll come over one night next week. Like that, it's a different type of devotion to cross stitch when you're doing that. This is for the X's for us. Yeah. Doesn't mean that it needs to be that for you. So however it is in your world, and it just exploded so much with this, and it's fun to see what it means for different people. And a lot of people like to get on and just be chatting the whole time, which is not something that we do it together, but it's like,
Lee will even come out and go, "You guys are really quiet." And it's like, well, we're really counting, or it's not that we chat that much, but we're stitching together, which is, we laugh. We're 5 miles apart, but we've not been able to stitch together for a while.
It's been the majority of this year. And I mean, that's the downfall for me with 222 is I feel I have to do this and I want to get my picture and I want to do that kind of stuff. And so but that's me holding myself to it. It's not because anybody else has said anything.
But that's something that you wanted, and it should all part of your self-care. It's something you're doing for yourself as a gift to yourself. And you're working full time. So it's, it just happens. So this really makes it nice, even if we're not talking to each other. I mean, we always talk. Every day we talk. Talking, we're on the phone.
Fighting. But that rarely happens.
Oh, yeah. No. Did I say fighting?
Well, no, but the way you said it could imply like that we're not talking.
We weren't talking. Oh, no. I mean, we're sitting here and we're not saying anything as we stitch, or we're not jabbering the whole time all weekend. I mean, we talk every day, a couple times a day. So that we get that in all the time. But then when we're stitching, it's just the fact that we're in the same room, making our cross stitches, watching the same TV. That's what we like.
And I love this part. Because I think there was one or two, I think there's been one that we didn't film, and it's just weird to know, not that I sit and like go back and watch them, but right. It's just a nice, this is our chatting time almost during that marathon.
Well, our sharing time with other people, even though it's not live, and it's not that, and we do like people, it just, during our cross stitch, we're kind of stingy, selfish, or just, okay, maybe we should stitch. Brandon has to edit this out.
It's not going to get it out. It's
no, I know he'll probably make it louder or put the words there so you can read it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, we will be back in a bit. Bye, guys. Bye. Hey, we're 3 episodes in, so we decided to stop for an update. I'm enjoying this piece.
Are you? Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking we're not going to pull out Berry Bowl today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot we have Berry. Yeah.
So I got all the way over for the numbers, and then got that side in and got the 2 dividing rows done fully between the first 2 alphabets.
Very good.
So.
And I got all the trees done.
Oh.
And I started putting in the birds. I got 3 birds, and I had 2.
Are you using 814?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, I love the red. I love how it's making this piece pop with the red in there. So I have 2 more red ones, and the last one is a different color one. I have to look and see what color, but it's different simple. I don't know what it is. But I think I'm going to concentrate just on that area, and then maybe fill in some of the grass too. I'll see. That's an easy fill in, though. I may do something that I've got to count in, because the little hills make it easy. I don't have to do long lines. I can do like I like to do.
That's the pain right now, is mine are really long lines. Because it's all the way across, and I don't like doing that.
And I've got the numbers above the birds too. I may fill in that row of numbers to give me something different to do. It's
funny how opposite we are, because I would have used the numbers to block my birds to make sure they were in the right spot.
Oh, well, the birds, I did all the trees first, and then I put the birds on top.
They're so different.
So, and I put all the trunks in, so that then, and so I was doing my backward stitch to go up instead of down. So
you didn't
I made
turn it upside down?
No,
See,
I do my backwards.
I don't know what.
I like to do.
She talks about her little backward stitch.
I'll show you on the bill. It's really easy on the birds. I'm doing them backwards too, because I'm starting at the top of the tree. So, and then they each have like brown on their head and brown feet, and then another color for the beaks that I have to go back and just do one stitch for. But and I also changed the color of the house, because I went to do the house when I was doing it the other day, and it was white. I don't have a white house, so I had to choose the color for the house. But yeah, let's get there.
Very good.
Yeah.
So not much happening here other than that. We did order breakfast, so we had that DoorDash. We waited a while because it's now 1:00. We didn't really start stitching till almost 11 then, I guess.
Yeah.
So
So it's a little slow start, but you're still feeling good and raring to go. Okay.
I am. Are you doing, you're on 40 count, just natural?
This
40
is
count
lamb's wool. This is 40 counts
Okay.
lamb's wool. Gets really stiff. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
starch in it. So then when I press it, wet it, and press it, that's why it was so nice. And
See, I'm doing Serenity Harbor on 40 count lamb's wool, but it doesn't, my stitches don't, it's a thinner weave or something of the lamb's wool. It's not the dark, it's a light. Like it's a, I don't know. Because my stitches don't look like yours on that.
lamb's wool, there's only one color. If it's lamb's wool, it's got to be
It was lamb's wool.
40 count, 36 count. I mean, then they have 35 count, which they have the antique lamb's wool, but on 40 count they don't. They only just have. I've
Got
never
it
ever
from
seen
you.
it. Well, then it's got to be this.
It's not that.
Well, that's not lamb's wool.
Well, it was.
It may be 40 count.
You told me it was lamb's
This is
wool. That's what I
lamb's
have
wool.
written down.
Well, you've written other things down.
I have to
Wrong.
do some researching right now.
Okay. This is lamb's wool. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Hey, everybody. This is Gavi, my spoiled little rotten cat brother,
Cat.
who is a little matted right now, but
It's very matted.
he's going to get his shaving soon.
Soon.
And he saw we were filming and was like, I want to be there. So he's very pretty. If I can
you
get his
say
face.
hello?
Say hi. The
Say
Golf
hi.
Star. Yeah, so this is my Gavi. Well, my mom's Gavi. My dad's
Oh, you see,
Gavi.
you're so mad.
So, he's spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Spoiled rotten.
It's not like Watson.
No, not at all.
like
Doesn't really like
noise.
anyone except for my mom and my dad.
Well,
He
and
tolerates me.
especially
likes Brandon.
He
Yeah,
likes
follows
that,
follows Brandon or Dad around
but yeah,
ridiculously.
He thinks he's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he's Maine Coon, big cat. So,
Well, he looks big because he's got so much hair. He's really not that big.
so anyway, that's Gavi. And we are going. How many episodes? We watched a bunch of episodes because we were
15,
trying to get
well,
back onto the
15.
divisible by 3 thing. We had a little confusion in my head about math. She again starts talking numbers and I'm just like, okay. Kind of like when she's like, well, you could go on this road and then to that road and then to this road. And I'm like, I'm going to just follow my GPS. Like, we do not think the same way with that. But, so how many episodes did we watch?
We've watched 15 of this season.
Well, I
We
know,
watched
but
6
just-
of the other. So we've watched 15
No,
plus.
I'm not asking total. I'm asking
4.
since we filmed last.
No, 5.
5. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I was asking. So you had a
Do
gauge
people
of...
really care?
No, but it's how much time is... I don't know. I worked on
Ooh.
that little viney thing. And
Basket, yeah.
yeah, it took long.
I know. It's
Because they weren't, like, there was no
Yeah.
real rhyme or reason, it felt like. So
Yeah,
it
you
was
had to
hard
really
to
count.
really, there was a lot of
Yeah, you had to
counting and a
count,
lot of all
yeah.
over, but I think it all matched up.
I put in all the birds.
Okay.
So all the red
Am I
birds.
unraveling or no?
Yeah. Oh,
Well, then you
yeah.
have to remove your clips.
Sorry. So all the red birds are there, and then the last one was a white bird. They all have their beaks.
She heard
but
it was a white bird and she was like, ow.
I don't
and then
do
she
it,
was
but
like,
I
well,
did
maybe
it.
it's...
Okay.
Oh, did you?
And then I put in my little bee thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks very cute.
So, and the bees around it, and I did a couple extra bees. The bees that are there, the big ones, were the ones that were in the chart already. I put a couple little ones. I haven't decided whether. I think once you get the words in, if I needs a couple little more little ones. But yeah, it worked out
Yeah,
good there.
it's
I'm
very
glad it's
cute.
there instead of the bell.
The bell.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So,
So I think we've decided we're just going to keep this project out all day and keep working on it unless we get tired of it, and then we'll change. I've told her
if you
she
have
doesn't
something
have
to
to.
change to, I mean, I don't. If you have any other projects, or you just.
I don't have any. I might
I
have to
didn't think
start
so.
something new.
guess you're going to sleep. Okay.
Gabby's very comfortable apparently. So we're gonna get back to stitching and
Jack.
snacking and
Snack and
24
decide what we're gonna-
and all those good
need to-
things.
Order anything.
Yeah. So I'm staying here tonight because Brandon will drop Watson off on his way to work and then pick me up with Watson in the morning because his new job is like, how many, like
It's about
a mile?
3 miles from here. Yeah.
Yeah,
5
I mean,
minutes.
it's really close. So it's a nice little. So we'll have another sleepover, but Watson will be joining us later this evening. So, and that's about it.
Okay.
Bye, guys. She sits here. I go, "Are you good?" She goes, "I'm always good."
Yeah.
Well, it is 8:00 on
Sunday,
Thank you.
the 24th.
I knew that. And we are calling us done.
Done.
Well, we may still stitch later, but we just want to be able to stitch and have wine or maybe just watch 24 to finish the season out. And I don't think I got 24 stitch. I mean, I know I didn't get 24 stitching hours in, but I don't care.
You had the weekend. That was just a weekend.
I had a weekend that was just cozy at Mom's, which I liked. So
It's nice because she's gonna have a busy next
goodness,
to summertime.
crazy.
Next couple of weeks.
So yeah, next weekend I'm heading to. Well, I'm going to Baltimore for the National Head Start Conference, but I have friends that live near DC, so I figured I'd see them. So my coworkers are flying in on Monday to Baltimore, so I'm driving out either. I don't know. Shelby told me today that I should try to get. She's like, we have a concert in Baltimore, but we'll be home by 1 a.m. on Saturday night. So if you want to come then, so we can have enough drinking time while you're there. I don't know. So I have to figure out when I'm leaving to get there because I was just going to drive and get there Sunday. But that'll be fun. Get to stay with them and then go to Baltimore and then go to Philly and then come back. So it will be a whole...
And I will say, she's missing Mother's Day. We had that whole discussion earlier in this.
Yeah.
But as she was looking and going through her calendar, her travel calendar and
June
where
is
she's going here.
insane.
Yeah. She's going all over. And I'm leaving here in June to do this, Brandon and I. And then I'm leaving for this. And she's giving the June dates. And it's like, And I look, yep,
Father's Day.
she will not be here for Father's Day either. So at least equal
I will
opportunities.
be coming home from Indianapolis for another work trip. So we will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have Origins in Columbus in the beginning of June, and then I have Conscious Discipline in Indianapolis in the middle of June, and then I have Gen Con in Indianapolis in August. So maybe PAX East, I don't know. Which is Philly again sometime when Brandon does his board game things. And my mom puppy sits.
We get Watson.
So
Much to Gavi's
dismay.
dismay.
But, yeah.
He's out on the porch, screen and porch now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we tried to get Dad on. He said no.
We're
Sorry.
gonna have to
We'll have to trick him.
do
or
a
something.
travel-
I don't know.
travel cam sometime to
Yeah.
get him,
Yeah.
film him.
But I realized that I used the wrong color in Savior's Praise, and so I'm not going to change it because it's birds and they can be brown or they can be gray and it doesn't matter. But it's one of those where the symbols are just opposite, and
yeah.
I didn't catch that it was facing the other direction. So it kind of bummed me out, and I was just kind of like, this is going away for a little bit. Not going to do it anymore. So, but this is as far as I got on it.
You got a lot done. That's
Yeah,
a big.
so I got the
I
two
like the
little birds in
birds.
the basket are supposed to be gray, not brown.
I like them dark.
But
Do I have them? No, yeah. See, I think they look better dark. I haven't.
well, like the bird up
gray.
here is dark too. I guess
Yeah.
it may be I don't know what kind of bird that is.
No, I think it's just a swing.
So
Yeah, I think they're fine.
I'm just gonna leave
Yeah.
them.
Oh, I would. I like them.
So yeah. So that's how far I got on this.
Okay, and then I just always have threads that I do. I don't remember what I did. I put in a bunch of the bees, and
You didn't.
Well,
You didn't do anything since
this
we
last
filmed.
time?
Did you?
Oh, did I already show? Oh, yeah, I already showed. Never mind. No, I put mine away. I
She
decided.
put it away because she had to get it wet because there was a
there
spot
was a
or something.
So I decided to get it spot, and then I just went back to my honey sampler I'm doing and did that this last
I didn't
time.
realize
That's
that,
right.
but I don't think you stitched any on it since we showed it
No,
last
I didn't.
time. Yeah,
I didn't because we did show the
yeah,
little
because we
honeycomb.
sat down. It looks so cute with the honeycomb.
It does, and little bees.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our evening. We're waiting for Watson to get here, and I could use a glass of wine, and got to get my meds from downstairs, which kind of means I want to stay downstairs. So that might be. I don't like steps. I like living in a rancher and not having to do steps very often. So, so we are going to just end our marathon, and we hope that you enjoyed yours if you were able to stitch. Our next one will be in July. It will be just like the same weekend, whatever it is. I think it's even the same dates. I think it might be, but whatever, sometime around the 24th. It usually kind of works out that way. So at least it did this year. So July will be our next marathon. My theme will be friendship of some sort. So my start will be related to that. And then I probably won't stick with one piece, but I don't know how I'm going to do the other hours. We definitely liked getting back to our TV show.
Right.
Taking a break from movies.
Right.
We've kind of exhausted all of our movies.
Yeah.
I mean, she can watch our movies over and over, her movies over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, but
it's kind of boring for us to sit here and talk to you about that.
Right.
Or be like, we watched Con Air. And what else can you say about it other than,
nothing helping new in Con Air. No.
So.
It kind of keeps you going with each. The time goes by really quick, and with this, the cliffhangers at the end, like in 24, it was always something good. So to find a series, we have to research and find some series that have.
When we got really a whole season done.
Yeah, we did
because we watched 6 episodes of the other
first,
one.
yeah.
And
yeah, we would have. So
anyway, we love these weekends and can't thank you enough for embracing them and letting this become a thing. We really, really enjoy what 24 hours of cross stitch has become. So thank you for running with our insanity and doing what you do every day to make us feel a part of this community. So keep making those X's, and we will be back later. Bye, guys.